Shields up, Ironbreakers. Rurikhan here, coming at you with another video, and welcome back to the best games of 2017. In today's video, we're going to be talking about Horizon Zero Dawn. And if you didn't see this particular title coming, then you haven't really been paying that much attention. This is hands down one of the best exclusives that we've seen on PlayStation 4, period. And it is also hands down one of the best games we've seen in quite some time. I mean, not only it is new IP, it is also a developer taking a stroll completely outside of their comfort zone. I mean, you're talking about Guerrilla. These are the guys who do the Killzone games. You want to compare a Killzone game with Horizon Zero Dawn? These are completely different experiences. And it is actually surprising that they managed to nail it so well. I mean, I was surprised at just how good the story for this game is, because I think not a lot of people have actually been talking about the story of Horizon Zero Dawn, which I'm not going to get into a lot of detail because I kind of see that I would probably spoil it to a lot of people, and you guys know I'm particularly sensitive about spoiling shit. But it's like the story that they managed to tell with Aloy, with all of the other characters that she interacts with, and just the state that the world is in, and just all of the things that you do that lead up to the conclusion of that game. I found it to be freaking fantastic. I had a blast throughout every single moment I was playing that game. And the other thing is, like, in terms of visuals, Horizon Zero Dawn has the best visuals that I have seen this year. Okay, just straight up the best visuals, both in terms of visual fidelity as well as animation. It is fantastic all around. And you guys are like, so it's all visuals, no gameplay? No, the gameplay is pretty solid as well. There's only one thing about the gameplay of Horizon Zero Dawn that kind of irked me a little bit, and that one thing is the fact that they went for the kind of tried and true method that Ubisoft uses on a lot of their games, which is, hey, here's the map, here's all the things you can do. And in a year where The Legend of Zelda came out and just completely broke the mold of open world games, it's kind of hard to get away with that, you know? But at the same time, there's so many good things that happened during Horizon Zero Dawn that there's no way that this doesn't make it as one of the best experiences of the year. Like I said, you got solid gameplay, whether you're out foraging or just like hunting machines. Hunting machines is extremely satisfying. It reminds me a lot of Monster Hunter. So Monster Hunter fans really should pay attention to Horizon Zero Dawn, because there is a level of preparation in there. Like, you can actually set up traps, you can destroy specific parts of the machine, you can take parts off that will gimp the machine in a way, like you can take off. There's even machines that you're able to take out their own weapons and then shoot them with them. It's extremely satisfying to actually study the patterns of the machines, figure out which direction they're going to go. Personally, I took a stealth approach throughout most of the game, which is not something that you have to do. If you want, you can equip different gear and you can go all out, guns blazing, shooting arrows right into the machine's faces from the get-go. Again, it allows for a wide variety of approaches when it comes to approaching each different situation in this game. Managed the story, like I said, managed to tell a great story. I cannot emphasize the story enough, though, because I think a lot of people kind of gloss over the story of Horizon Zero Dawn just based on how well it does on every other thing. But in my opinion, you shouldn't gloss over it, because the story of that game is also fantastic, and it manages to guide the players through what has happened throughout the world and the way in which you discover things and you experience things through all of these different data things that you find, and then how each of them provides a little bit more context into what has happened in each of the zones that you visit is just incredibly satisfying. Again, another one of those things that kind of became a little bit too gamey in a way. It almost kind of broke a little bit of the experience for me, was the whole thing about the Ubisoft map style, and also how you were able to take over some really strong machines near the end. I kind of felt like I could just go into any situation, just like, oh, I'll just take over this big ass machine, have it go in there, wreak havoc, and I'll blow everything else up. Like I would actively avoid doing that because I found it more satisfying to actually be a hunter, to actually almost role play as a hunter and just like play it stealth and sneaky and study the machine habits and all of these things. And I would also advise people that don't just play this game on normal, like take it up a couple of notches, because normal felt way too easy. Even, I think I was either in hard or the thing above hard, I'm not entirely sure which difficulty I was playing in. It was not the hardest one, but it was a little bit higher than normal, and throughout the whole experience, after a while, I actually began feeling a little bit overpowered right now. I can take on a lot of these machines like way too powerfully, basically. I'm just smashing through them like they're nothing. So even then, you know, I'm actually planning on eventually playing it on New Game Plus on Ultra Hard, just for having a bit of a more tougher challenge. But it is definitely a fantastic game, like from every aspect, even in sound, like the sounds that the machines make. They're really good because you can usually identify which machine is there through the sound. Then you take your focus, you see the weak points, and you see how you can actually have to deal with it. You plan it, you set your traps, you start your attacks. It's very satisfying to do all of these things. I've also played a little bit of the DLC that they released, which I think it was smart of them to release the DLC closer to the end of the year so that people don't just remember the game from the beginning of the year. They actually come to the end of the year and they're like, oh, that's right, Horizon Zero Dawn was this year, this fantastic game, so that people actually consider it for their Game Awards. I wouldn't have needed that, but I know that a lot of people tend to forget games earlier in the year, so they might have forgotten about it, but still, hands down, one of the best experiences we've had this year on every front, and I highly recommend Horizon Zero Dawn. Most definitely worth your time. There's even the complete edition out now, which has the DLC included in, and again, a new IP. It's fantastic to see such a good game come out in an industry where people are just not taking that many chances anymore. They're just like reusing their same, you know, their same franchises they already have, like your Call of Duties, your Assassin's Creeds, your annualized franchises. The industry itself is not taking that many chances. To see Guerrilla just come out, completely knock it out of the park with a new IP, with a fantastic story that I just can't wait to see more of, because this is supposed to be a trilogy now, I believe, because the game sold well and all that. It most definitely deserves your time, and it is without a doubt one of the best games we've seen this year. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.